Now to our other top story tonight. David DePape, the man convicted of brutally assaulting Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul Pelosi, will spend 30 years in federal prison. He was sentenced today at a federal court in San Francisco.
The judge allowed several victims' statements to be read into the record, including one from Nancy Pelosi, who said that her husband is still struggling with his injuries and that she's in favor of the maximum sentence. One of David DePape's two sons also spoke in court.
And he really tried his best to be a kind person. And the thing is, because I know him personally, I know that there's, a real heart in that person.
DePape is also facing 6 felony counts in state court, including premeditated attempted murder and burglary. Jury selection in that trial is set to begin next week.
Crown 4's Lezla Gooden spoke to a legal expert about how today's sentencing at the federal level could affect the state proceedings. Lezla.
A federal trial is finally over for David DePape, the man convicted of breaking into former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's home and assaulting her husband with a hammer 2 years ago. A federal judge on Friday sentenced him to 30 years in prison for assault and 20 years of attempted kidnapping of a federal official. The sentences will run concurrently.
The government wanted to say here is that we have to protect our governmental officials and we have to protect our American system of democracy. And this was much bigger than just the Pelosi family. This was sent to the community. And I think that was loud and clear.
Legal analyst Stephen Clark says the sentencing could determine the outcome of DePape's upcoming state trial. Some charges he's facing there includes attempted murder, assault with a deadly weapon, and elder abuse.
But the key will be, did he have the specific intent to commit murder of Paul Pelosi? And I think that will be the big fight in the state case. If he's convicted of attempted murder, he will face a life sentence. But if he's only convicted of assault, it'll be a much less sentence.
44-year-old DePape admitted that he had planned to hold the Speaker Pelosi hostage and break her kneecaps if she lied to him. Both the prosecution and defense stated that conspiracy theories played a role in the attack.
Delusional statements and conspiracy theories he was espousing both before and after the incident with Mr. Pelosi, I think is going to go a long way in the state court to show that he did not have the specific intent to commit murder, that this should be an assault with a deadly weapon.
Clark says there is another factor in DePape's federal case that the defense did not focus on, but it could be a key point in the states.
The mental health issue is going to be much more important in the state case than it was in the federal case. And I think that will be forefront in the defense presentation. He did not have the specific intent to kill. And, they will acknowledge he hit Mr. Pelosi with the hammer, but not to kill him.
And DePape's state trial is expected to start its jury selection next Wednesday, and we will have those updates here and online. Live in the newsroom, Lezla Gooden, Crown 4 News.
All right.